Okay guys, my clutch plates came in, so we got the bike jacked up. First thing we're doing is we're going to drain the fluid out of there, and I'm going to take my inspection sticker, or my inspection fuel plate out. So then, I mean, that has to come off anyway when we put the juice back in, the primary fluid back in here. So naturally my nose is draining like no one's business. Alright, let's get that off. I also bought extra long Allen head drive set. Now this cover, this is the upgraded cover I got, because the other one, I broke one of the corners, which almost everybody does. I think that alone was like $100. So I have to pry that out of there with something, because it's in there with sealant. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pop this out when I get the primary cover off. That's what I think I'm going to do, instead of prying it out with a little pick. Okay, my fluid's all drained out, so now we're going to take this off. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put a towel over my jack in case if this falls off, because this is $1,500. That way there, if it falls, it'll hit the towel. But I'm going to try for it not to fall. I've had this cover off before, so my bolts, you know, I mean, it's not going to be that hard to get off. Now I think I see why guys buy these lifts, man. The only problem is I don't have $2,000, guys, for a lift. You know what? I bet you oil's going to come. There's going to still be oil. It's going to drip off this guy here. I'm going to have a nice little mess. Alright, I think I'm going to have to put my sports band on, guys. Man, some of these weren't even tight. Alright, they're all loose. Now I'm going to pause you guys, that way in case if I get embarrassed, you're not going to see the mistakes I make. There guys, got my sports band on because, you know, it's sweating. What I need in here is a fan, so since I'm sweating, these glasses keep on falling off my face, so this is a lot easier. Like I told you guys, there's so much money goes into a motorcycle. You need so many things. It's just it is absolutely surprising what a motorcycle takes to maintain it. Yeah, I mean, between this and my Hayabusa, just in accessories and parts, I'd say I probably spent over $25,000 just in tools and parts. At least 25 grand or more. I haven't got not one person that's interested in buying this, by the way, guys. A lot of people look at it, but I had this for sale on the Facebook Marketplace 3 times. And in my opinion, that's one of the worst places to sell something. Because all you have is people just on there just looking just to see what's out there. And then you get these people that want to know if you'll trade it in for an old car, some high school project, you know, and they offer you half of what it's worth. Yeah, I had a washer on that one. I wonder maybe if I should put lock washers on those guys. I'm going to have to see if the manual calls for little lock washers. I might have those, because I have a lock washer set. If I have to, I'll buy them, because I'm in no hurry to get this back up and running, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's 2 of them. They had lock washers on them. I wonder if I should put, I should put lock washers on them, actually. That way the bolts don't contact. You know what? It looks like, I don't know, once I get the cover off, I'll take a better look. It looks like lock washers are on. There we go. This dude's heavy, brother. And all the oil just falls right out all over my jack. Oh well. I got gas. I guess I'll just have to clean it up. Don't you just love it? Look, guy, look. Yeah, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Look at that. Look at all that oil all over my jack, and I guess it's time for new rugging here anyway. You know what I mean? These things happen. Oh yeah, by the way, it is in neutral, so what I'm doing here, giving a nice little smack. And that does the trick. So, okay. Those guys are long. This is the first time I'm taking this out, so I'm dying to see what it looks like. Yes, guys, I wipe my nose on the back of my pants. My nose runs all the time. Always runs. Unless if it's like 100 degrees out. Now on my Honda Rebel, this was aluminum. So you got to take all these bolts out, all at about the same tension, otherwise it would snap. Now, this is uncharted territory for me, so I'm going to lay these out. Although, you know, I do have the repair manual, which cost me $300. And I'll tell you something about that repair manual. It ain't worth a shit. Ain't worth a shit. Oh my God. Now this is, see how that's convex? So the convex side has to go out away from the bike. I should have got myself one of the little goddamn magnetic tools. You know, when I was in a hardware store the other day, I walked right by one, man. I walked right by it. I said I should buy that. I know I'm going to need it, and I still didn't buy it. Okay, we got this out. I don't know what the hell it's called, but we got it out. And this side faces out. So I'm setting all of them down the way they come out of the bike. Now, I did get a magnet. I found a magnet. And actually, this doesn't do jack shit. Okay. Man, is this going to be a pain in the ass getting all 12 of these out, guys. No, the magnet doesn't. You know, I've watched videos of guys doing this. They come right out with the magnetic pickup. It ain't doing it for me. I'm going to have to pause you guys. Alright, guys, we're making headway here. There we go. Now we're talking, baby. They all came out. Look at that. What a mess of plates. A big old mess. Big old mess. You know what? They are worn down too. See, I think the last dude, he probably did burnouts with this. So, okay, we're going to set these like this. Let me clean off my hands with some acetone. And, see, the one thing about a belt, if you have like an open belt drive, is you have a dry clutch then. And I still can't find one. I'd like to put one on here, but you know, that's a lot of money, guys. I mean, you're looking at $4,000 or $5,000 minimum, and I don't have that to throw away on something that's not going to do a lot of good. Alright. Alright, here's the friction discs. Let me wipe this oil off. I'm going to show you if there's a difference. These are the old ones. Okay, the ridges, to me, they are worn down. Okay, now let me get the new set. We'll compare them. I want to show you guys something. Okay, this is the outside of the clutch pack. Okay, we're going to do this in order. This is a friction disc. Metal, another metal one, friction disc, metal, friction disc, metal, friction, 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 these are stuck together. Metal, friction, metal, friction. So we have a total of 1 friction, 2 metal, 2 friction, 3 metal, 4 friction, 5 metal, 6 friction. Now hold on, I'm losing goddamn count here. Okay, we got 1. You know what? I'll do the frictions first. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we have 12 friction discs. All right, there's 2 metal, 3 metal, 4 metal, 5 metal, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they had 12 metal discs on there, but 2 of them were together. And I don't think this was ever touched. It was never. I'm the first one to take it out. Then again, I really don't know. I will say this. The guy that had this before me, he changed the ignition switch. I recently found that out when I went to get the key made, and I found out that the key was a Harley-Davidson key. So I think what probably happened was he probably lost the keys to this, so he had to put a Harley-Davidson ignition switch in, which he lost the second key, and there's only 1 key to this. You know, because when I took that coil off, the ignition switch on that is not a BigDog ignition switch. It's a Harley-Davidson. It's a Harley-Davidson key. Let me show you guys. I'll take it off and show you. See, that's not a BigDog key. That's a Harley-Davidson key. So if I would have to have another one of these made, I'd have to get one of these blanks or switch out the ignition You know what I was thinking of doing? I was thinking of buying one of those ignitions that have the security key in it. It's like that little round key. I might do that this winter. I don't know, we'll see. Alright guys, now I have to soak my new discs, or my new friction discs. I gotta soak them for at least 2 hours. And I'll consult my book, and we'll get this in. Well, you get these off, guys, this little guy right here, the piece of wood, I loosened mine already after hitting it a few times with a piece of wood, because these are 110 bucks now. And I don't put any Loctite on these. I had to loosen my pipes. I had to take all the bolts out, take my bracket off in order to get to this guy here. Now I'm going to take all the slack out of my clutch while I'm waiting for my my discs to dry, or my discs to soak, I should say. I might as well get this in. Hey guys, as you see, I have the clutch actuator cover off. They are tough to get off, I could tell you. This is one piece. And see the actuator rod down there? That unscrews, that has to come out. I had to loosen my pipes. I tried taking them off because I wanted to put the Vance and Hines back on. But the front one, I can't get it off. And so I'm going to just leave them on. I'll put them back on. So we're going to get this cleaned up. We're going to re-grease it, and we'll put the new one on if I can find it. I don't even know where the heck I put it. Alright, we're using Red Devil high temp wheel bearing grease. I put grease in there where this part's going to move around. You know what, guys? I'm going to get a light here because the lighting here is horrible. Hold on. Well, I can't get a light, guys, because my extension cord is used for something else. So, here's the easy pull. Now we're going to grease the inside of this up also, where the bearings are going to go. Put a little coating. Pop the bearings in there. And we'll grease the other side up as well. Then after this, I'm going to have a coffee break. I think it's probably about 2 hours have gone by. I didn't lose the balls. Now if I lose them, I got the ones from the other set, so it doesn't matter. I did clean the inside of this out too with gasoline. Why waste my acetone, right? Alright guys, I'm going to get a coffee break in. Well, I managed to get the blow pipes off. I might put the Vansenheims back on here. Now, the way you put this clutch cable back in is you wind her back on like that. Tighten it up a little bit. There we go. Now we're ready to put the rod actuator. Well, it's actually the clutch actuator, but I call it the clutch rod actuator. You know, guys, actually, I think the best pipes for this, the best exhaust, are drag pipes. Because they're out of the way of all this stuff here, you know. They're out of the way, and that's that. Okay, and let me just verify I got my ball bearings in there. Okay, now the way this goes in, which this side here going toward the bike. Now my little ferrule, we'll get my little ferrule. Get that guy there ready. Man, I ruined all my rags. All my rags are ruined. Yeah, some of you might not like the drag pipes, but I think the drag pipes are the best way to go. I think they're the only way to go with these. Okay, we got our cable in. Get our ferrule in. Almost messed up. Almost put her. I put her in wrong, guys. Okay. Test her out. Yeah, I actually, the way I put the ferrule in was the open side out, and you know, the way you put it in is with the little hole facing out. That way, naturally, the cable can't come out. See, so what I'm talking about is that's your ferrule. Okay, that's the big end. That's the small end. You put these on with the big end. And pull this assembly out first. Put my one ball bearing back before I lose it. Slide this over. You can't see over there, you know, and I don't have equipment guys or a camera person to get close-ups of this. So you slide it over. See, I'm messed up again. with the little hole, you slide it over your cable. Boy, is this a son of a gun to get on. So you got the little hole facing in, the big hole facing this way. Slide your ferrule over the cable, and that's that. That way when you tighten up your clutch cable, it won't come out. Push that in a little bit, and that's that. I did nick this up in 2 places. I don't have any discs to take the nicks out. So that's why I'm thinking very seriously of putting the Vance and Hams pipes back on, because they're easier to get off when I want to take the nicks out of this. Okay. So, this going back on. It's actually over 2 hours, so I can put my clutch discs in as well. Now, these bolts here all get Loctite, so let me get my Loctite ready. Okay, we got a cover on. Now I got my Loctite on these 3 fasteners. We're gonna finger tight it for now. Get our clutch rod on here. Guys, I got grease on everything, man. Finger tighten that for now. All right, now let me get this on here as well. Hope I didn't fuck up. I think I did. Yeah, you son of a... Oh, here we go. We got it. We got it on, guys. Okay. You bastard. Get that little bastard back in there. Can you imagine doing this on the side of a highway somewhere? Good luck. There's guys that did that too. Okay. There we go. She's tight. Now I have to find out my torque for these 3 bolts before I adjust my clutch. Okay, these 3 are 20 foot-pounds. So, and one thing I need to buy, guys, is a good torque wrench. Lighting's horrible in here, guys. I can't see shit. Can't see shit. All right. Okay, we're going to test her with this. Good. Good. And that's good. We don't want to snap it. Now I'm going to take my rod back out because I didn't lube this up good enough. I did pack the actuator with grease, preferably high temp grease, and they say to also lube this guy here up. So that'll work. Now, back on adjusting this, but this can't be adjusted until I get the clutch in. So, let's get our plates over there in. Yeah, I nicked it up a little here, scratched it there, another scratch. I could take those out, no problem. All right, let's get on the other side. Like a moron, guys. Like a complete and utter moron. I forgot to put this back in. So let's take her back out and do all that over. See, once again, I'm in a hurry. Glad I saw it. If I would have forgot that, my clutch actuator would have came off out on the road somewhere. And I would have wondered why I didn't have a clutch. Take that back out. Man, I need a fan in here bad. It's so hot in here because I have no fan, I have no air movement whatsoever. All right. Yeah, that was stupid. That was very stupid of me to not to remember that. Okay, this little plate here, this is what stops the clutch actuator from coming apart. And I actually had one ball bearing that did come out. So, you know, that wouldn't have lasted very long. Man, guys, my knees, man, are screaming, boy. Oh, man, I gotta stand up a second. Whew, my floor, I think my floor days are over, guys. My father did that, man. Up to 76 years old. I don't know how the fuck he did it. I know I couldn't. You know what, I'm going to tighten these by hand. Then I'm going to check them. I'll check the value with the torque wrench. I think they're good. All right. Let me double check them. Okay, I think they're okay. Let's get our rod in. And the rod is coated with the grease. Okay, now we can put our clutch plates in. Okay, guys, now with these metal plates, there is one round edge and there's a sharp edge. You could feel it with your hands. The sharp edge has to go in toward the transmission. Now we're going to start with a metal plate. That's the last one. Remember, the sharp edge goes toward the transmission. Friction plate, they have been soaked for about 3 hours. Metal, these are all new, by the way. Friction. Metal. 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 Last but not least, friction. Dude don't want to go in. Why don't you want to go in, you bastard? There we go. The friction will contact the back of this. Make sure the back of this is clean. You can see the little hole where your clutch rod presses against to disengage this. I'm not going to resurface this. We're going to leave it just like it is, guys. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This goes in just like that. And then the retaining plate. For good luck. There, I put a piece of my dog here in with it. You know what? That just does not look right. Let me consult my owner's manual, guys, because I don't remember how those go back in. Man, my knees are killing me. Okay, that's a shot right there of the manual. So actually, I had that. I had this guy on wrong. It's supposed to go like that into the trans toward the bike. That way there, those little legs will fit right in there like that. What we'll do, put a couple screws, or a couple fasteners I should say. I don't know why I keep on saying screws. The holder in. Very different from the other clutches I did, I'll tell you that. The hardest clutch I think I've ever did was the Honda Rebel clutch. This is easy. I think the easiest one was the Hayabusa, because that was a hydraulic. But the Honda Rebel clutch, man, it's a MF'er. Okay, now, if you make a mistake with your discs, all right, you might try to use a pick to pull them out. You can pull the steel plates out with a magnetic pickup tool, but the friction discs you won't be able to get out unless you use a vacuum. I'll show you the tool I made, because I made a mistake at first. Get yourself a vacuum, put a hose on the end of it, and it'll suck those friction discs. It'll pull them right out, no problem. Because what I did at first is I started off with a friction disc, which would have ended with a metal, in which it has to end with a friction against that aluminum contact plate there. Otherwise your clutch won't work. It won't be worth a crap. Now I have to get the torque. This has to be torqued down. So let me get the torque for this. Okay, now what I'm going to do for you guys is we're going to go over all this once more. I'm going to take these out with a vacuum. Because as I was reading that, there's supposed to be one plate that's a little thicker that has to go in first.
mother, guys.
that's how you can get them out. Or use the proper tools, which I don't have. Now we're going to find that thicker disc. Turns out I had them in right the first time, guys. Okay. Like I said, you can feel these edges with your hands. One edge is rounder and the other edge is sharper. You can feel them. Remember, metal first. Friction. Shove them all the way back. Metal. I have them set all how they're going to go in. And make sure you organize yourself. Make it easier on yourself. Friction. Metal. A friction. A metal. Another friction. Metal. Friction. Metal. Friction. Metal. Friction. Metal. A friction. Metal. And the last but not least, a friction. Get our contact plate. No dirt on it. Hands are so greasy. Bolts, bolts, bolts. Where's my bolts? Okay. Now, I'm going to see if there's a torque setting. Sorry, guys. I'm going to see if there's a torque setting for that. You know, I just realized, I'm sorry, the jack's in the way of that. Here, I thought that that's where I was putting it, because I'm not looking at the screen. I thought that's where I was putting the clutch plates in. Gotta understand something, guys. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, guys, now we're gonna adjust the clutch here. First thing you do is you put slack in to your clutch cable. So you go to that little connection that's on the neck, and you loosen it up until your clutch handle, until your clutch lever is real loose. The stop nut here, bring it all the way out. And then what you want to do is you want to turn your rod, your clutch rod, until you feel it contacting. Okay. And we'll back this off about a quarter turn. And then you tighten the clutch, or the lock nut. I believe that's 11/16. There, let's put a wrench on that. Matter of fact, the way it doesn't move. Damn it, I got it on wrong. Okay. That's good. Now this guy here, put this on the same way you take it off. You don't need Loctite on this. Make sure the back is clean, and we'll put it on by hitting it with a piece of wood. So let me adjust my clutch. Be prepared, if you put the easy pull clutch actuator in and replacing your clutch, be prepared to spend at least 8 hours on it, guys. So that's about how long I've been on this. And I still have to put my pipes on and put fluid in the primary. I'm going to probably buy new fluid for the primary, unless if I have it laying around here. Does anyone have a piece of wood that's not going to come apart? That's good. Okay. They don't make wood like they used to, guys. All right. I'm going to get some wax. We're going to clean this up a little bit. All right, guys. Everything is all done. I put the Vance and Hines pipes back on because I was burning my legs on the other ones. Now this can shift into neutral without revving the engine up. It's a whole nother motorcycle. It's very easy to get into gear. The clutch is super soft. That's the way to go. We're going to start her up. Okay. Let's sum this up. If you have the old clutch in your BigDog, change it. Okay, get the easy pull, put the 9 disc in. Brother, it is a world of difference. It is so easy to shift this in a gear. It's like almost a 5-year-old can pull this clutch in. That's how easy it is. A duck plucking little bambino baby right before they're going to make a call on their iPhone 13 can pull this clutch in. That's how easy it is. As you've seen, I can now, for the first time, I can put this bike in a neutral at a stop without revving the engine. It's that easy. I'm 100% sold on the easy pull with the 9-plate clutch. Apparently I did everything right. I did scrap the blow exhaust pipes. The reason why I took them off was because they stick out farther and I was burning my leg. I mean, you have to really put your leg out far, otherwise you're going to burn your leg on the pipes because the pipes come out a little farther. I'm going to do something with them. Maybe I'll what those pipes need is the brackets that are in the middle of the pipes. They need cut off, and a bracket needs to be welded somewhere else. That way you can stack them instead of them being side by side. You can put them on top of each other, or at least a little farther over. You know, that's what motorcycles. That's what's involved by motorcycles. You spend money on them, and some stuff works, some doesn't. It's hard to beat the Vance and Heims, guys. It's very hard to beat those pipes. If you're thinking of changing a Vance and Heims, don't. It is not worth it. They are very hard to beat. They're louder. They're very tough to beat. So the easy pull is a complete success. We got the easy pull, the easy pull clutch actuator on, and we put the 9-plate in. The only thing I wish I could have did was put new primary fluid in. I put the old primary fluid back in. I mean, it's not even a year old. It's probably like 9, maybe 10 months old, so it's probably still good. Now this winter I'll change that, and I'll put new Harley Davidson primary fluid in. It's no big deal to change that. It'll just be a little hard to get that inspection cover off, but all you do, you heat that up with a heat gun, because I put seal on it. You heat it up and it'll come right off. So we got it, guys. By the way, that took me probably, I started on this around midnight. It's now 9 o'clock in the morning. That's how long it took me.